Welcome, jesters. And to our friends on the left, particularly the Democrat politicians, forgive us if your cries, your wails, your moans fall on deaf ears. The government ran out of money decades ago. The federal government is $37 trillion in debt. So, yeah, the government running out of money at midnight tonight, not scary. Not scary at all. And people losing their health care, look, we know what you're after. And friends on our side, just yes, it is true. They're only shoring up their base at this point. That's all they're doing. They're trying to convince everybody. But the message that I want to express to our friends on the left is we don't care. This whole government shutdown nonsense, yeah, we're ready for it. We're absolutely 100% ready for it. Let it shut down. Let it shut down. Let it stay shut down for as long as the president needs to advance his agenda. We're good. Because we are not dependent on government. Really, at this point, if the federal government shuts down, I'm okay. I'm 100% okay. Couple things. I know that the truly essential services will continue, even if the states have to take over and pay for them. That actually would be kind of awesome. But we have structured our lives to not be dependent on the government. So if you have, I know this is going to be really hard for a lot of people to hear, but if you could be an otherwise productive and contributing member of society, and you have let yourself become dependent on the government for food, shelter, healthcare, then you are a failure at life. I don't really know another way to put that. And yes, I'm very well aware of the risk that we're taking, and I know there's plenty of people on the left that would just love to throw it back in their face. Well, see. But yeah, I'm willing to take that risk. I'm absolutely 100% willing to take that risk. Because if you let yourself become dependent on the government and not in exchange for something, then yeah, that's your problem, not mine. Now, I want to remind everybody that there are certain circumstances where people relying on the government is perfectly acceptable. Veterans is a great case. People volunteer for service to the country, so the country owes them something back. That was an agreement, a mutual exchange, and we're okay with that. And in the past how many decades, President Trump is the only one who's made any significant moves to really save the VA, right? Democrats, of course, it's all about control. It's a political weapon for them. But no, the only genuine reform that is beneficial, that's why the Democrats don't like it, was President Trump. And we're okay with that. But the fact of the matter is, when the government shuts down tonight, okay, I'm fine. I'm totally fine with that. I really don't care. You want to call it the first step in getting revenge on the government? I'm okay with that. If hundreds of thousands or tens of thousands or hundreds of thousands of whatever it is, it doesn't really matter, federal workers resign in protest, go for it. Go for it. If they're laid off, that's fine. I love the fact that the administration is preparing for this. That's fine. That's totally fine. I already said what the Democrats are actually most afraid of and what they're getting really hysterical over is when the shutdown happens and people don't notice, they're going to start to question why the government is as big as it is. They're going to start to really question why we're paying so much in taxes and getting so little in return. They're going to start to ask what these bureaucrats actually do. They're going to start to ask, are all these rules and regulations actually necessary? They're going to start to ask if the politicians in Washington really have our best interest at heart. That's what they're really afraid of. I hope they find out, because I'm right.